am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we are back at you guys with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Not this.
Jujutsu Kaisen,
I think.
episode 16.
I had it. yeah, anyway. Episode 16.
16,
yes.
yeah.
So, we got a new friend. Todo is now best friends with Itadori, but Itadori didn't know that. Didn't agree to that. He's just confused.
Sure, because of their common interest of Jennifer Lawrence.
Exactly.
Or
buddy types.
Buddy types.
Yeah. So Todo was like crying, like it's like he met his soulmate. It was great, but then his team showed up, intent on killing Itadori like they were asked to, and Todo kind of protected him. And then that turned into a lesson where he's like, you are being my best friend and stuff, I'm the one that gets to fight you, and seeing as you're weak, I get to teach you, because my best friend needs to be 100% perfect.
Yeah, because right now, dude, you suck.
Well, he doesn't suck. Like, he's noticed his talent.
He can be better.
Yes, but he's a rookie. He just started. He's first year. So Todo has a lot of I think we haven't seen half of what Todo can do, but he's willing to teach a little bit. So he's gonna punch his way through the teaching, you know.
Literally.
But and I mean, there's still a chance like that one of them would die. So be careful. But I think he's gonna literally help Itadori become stronger. So that's gonna be cool to see. And meanwhile, everyone else is kind of facing a member of the KYOTO school, except for the speech guy who, and you'll have to forgive me because it's been a little while. I completely forgot his name, but is it Toge? Yes, I wrote speech. It's Toge. So Toge is the only one I think out there fighting curses,
trying to make us succeed in his.
But that's gonna be significant because if we can keep KYOTO focused on us, we're gonna gather points.
Good job.
So we have a few fights to focus on, and one of which is Kamo versus Megumi, and that's interesting because I don't know, like he's an archer, right? But he's got his eyes closed. So I don't know what's up with that, but I kind of want to learn more. So I'm excited to see. And that's about it. So let's jump in this episode and see what they have in store for us.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's getting into the difference, so yeah.
You can pick up things from other fighters, notice your own, weaknesses and improve. And it applies to him as well.
He's a quick learner.
Yeah. And he's noticing, which means he's pretty good too. He's so happy.
Such a blast.
Don't underestimate him. Oh my god, he's not even falling. And he was like this.
Not my turn.
I love this. So basically, like, that's the thing is, like, if he hits you, but then he moves on to something else, the energy, won't have time to get to the enemy.
Yeah. It's true that a lot of the fact that even though we're in a tournament, like some sort of exam, it takes time to teach us.
He's thinking too much about it, or not the right way. Erase those barriers.
Technically, his only teaching so far is watching movies.
And well, he fought with Gojo.
Yeah.
Gojo and him fought for a while after the training with the movie.
True, but I don't think that Gojo just explained stuff to him.
Like, he just lacked time perhaps too. I really appreciate the lesson.
Wow! So quick!
See, it's not just channeled in his fists anymore.
Bro! Oh my god, the bonus is real! This is amazing!
Like, you'll cry watching this kid becoming stronger. This is the strength of their bond, their newly formed bond.
そっちのじじいから虎杖殺すよう言われたでしょ。別に隠さなくていいのよ。私だって殺す気でやるし。特にあいつ、マイとかいうマキさんの出がらし。
Keep saying that. Oh fuck! Whoa!
先輩。
So he shoots bullets. We shoot nails, isn't that convenient?
この1年は私が可愛く叩き直す。マイちゃんの頃、女が呪術師として生きていく意味、もろもろ教え込んでいる。
Besides the robot, y'all and the panda, you're all women here.
Come on, let's go. And to be fair, we can only judge her by what she presented to us, and that wasn't great.
Yeah.
Talking for her right now. Sorry, completely forgot her name. Nobara. It's pain. It's pretty cool though. Creepy, but cool. I'm a bit excited to see what the panda can do. I'll be honest.
さっさと片付けて、なんならほっといて野原に加勢したいが、何級だ。対呪霊の格付けが今必要とは思えんが、教
But
えてやる。
it helps assess your strength.
準一級だ。
Okay. Oh. He does seem powerful.
パンダは傀儡呪術学の第一人者私、
This
矢
is
賀
so
正道
cute.
の最高傑作。感情を持って生まれた呪骸。
Okay, so that's why he's a panda.
突然変異呪骸。
That makes it a bit twisted for his backstory. But that explains things. And if he's fine with this, good for him. It's puppet versus puppet, sort of. No, it's attempt at a puppet versus ultimate
Puppet, yeah.
success as a puppet.
Yeah. We all know that pandas are dragon warriors, so you cannot defeat
Yeah.
them.
そうじゃないってことは、お前は呪骸じゃなくて、本体の術師が別のところで遠隔操作してる感じか。
Okay, but
だからって呪骸扱いされてきれんなよ。俺と一緒は嫌か？
He accepts himself, but I wonder if he has issues.
いや、ギリ除外か。天与呪縛。知っているか？生まれながら肉体に強制された縛りのことだ。
You don't look good.
俺には生まれつき右腕と膝から下の肉体、さらに腰から下の感覚がない。すでに全身の毛穴から針を刺されたように痛む。その代償として俺は広大な術式範囲と実力以上の呪力出力を与えられた。呪術を差し出し、肉体が戻るのであれば喜んでそうするさ。
That makes them very similar in a way, except they're dealing with this completely differently.
アルティメットメカマル。もうあれはどう？すんげえ呪力量。しかもこの位置。車線に登ら。受けるしかない。
Panda!
No!
May I remind you that you're not supposed to kill each other, please?
No, they, I mean, everything is allowed. If an accident happens, it happens. He's not dead.
不幸自慢ついで術式情報を小出しにしたわけだ。なかなか術師だな。
Oh.
Whoa.
Evolving? What the fuck?
He's not a panda.
Yeah, it would be sort of underestimating him to just write him off as an animal, you know?
He's a...
Or just a cutesy panda, you know, looking thing. I'm glad we get the backstory, because I was wondering.
お前にはお兄ちゃんとお姉ちゃんがいるんだ。お前の中にな。いつかわかるさ。その二人はいつだって力を貸してくれる。
Fuck.
So, a panda, I see a gorilla on an
I see gorilla too.
獣害の心臓となる核は本来一つ。だが俺の中には三つの核が、
Okay.
メインの核を入れ替えることでボディをコンバートできる。
Ah.
バランス重視パンダ核、短期決戦パワー重視お兄ちゃんゴリラ核、そして照れ屋なお姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃんの核は衝撃で、パンダ核はさっきのでヘロヘロだ。
So, gorilla. It looks badass. I wonder what the sister
was, yeah.
これがゴリラモードの得意技。防御不能。
So that's why in the opening he's kind of doing this.
リングビートを頭部か胸部にまともに食らえばメカマルはもう動かせないだろう。
右腕は潰せた。最大火力はもう撃てないよな。左と口は剣なし、砲撃のみか。メカマルは2度の砲撃で俺を仕留め損なったと思っている。実際は2つの核をしっかり瀕死にしているのだ。
Don't let it show though. That's you show weakness, that's over.
射撃が斬撃でとどめを刺しに来る。だが
And the good thing, like, not telling him how your technique or how your body works is the best strategy.
Yeah.
近接なら俺に分ある。
It's like really strong. Oh shit. Yeah, okay, we got that. Ah, shit. Are we done? Oh no. No! I think it's... Oh.
その辺の獣害と一緒にすんなよ。核の位置くらい重力操作でブラウン。
Alright. I got
Of
it here.
course he can.
Again, don't underestimate him. Bitch. Oh. We're done. We're done here. Bye. We got both arms.
お前の敗因は人形を舐めすぎ。
Like I said, they're taking this very differently.
俺と同じじゃなかったし、そのあたりはお前と分かり合えると思うんだがな。
He's ashamed of
まあ
what he
俺は
is.
人間羨ましいと思ったことないけど、だって人間気持ち悪いじゃん。まあそういう俺にない部分が好きなんだけどな。キモいけど。メカマルもいろいろ大変なんだろう。でも大変なやつが正しいとは限んねえよ。っていうか、別に俺はお前の敵じゃない。
You're not supposed to
技術
be.
師やってんだ。それしかやることなかったのか。
みんなと一緒に。俺の姿を見た後でも手伝うなんてセリフが吐けるかな。
He's not gonna judge. Have you seen him?
それに関して俺がどうこう言うと思ってんのかよ。パンダだぞ。
I'm Panda, dude.
じゃあな、今度見舞いくらい行かせろよ。
His situation sucks. But that's not an excuse, you know, to lash out at everyone else for
Yeah.
that. I think we reached him a little bit, and I'm actually happy about that. That's another fight that's gonna be interesting. I like her style.
I kind of don't want to see her lose that fight though.
Next episode.
I kind of like her.
I'm happy that, you know, which one? The blue-haired one?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, the cutscene at the end.
Yeah, actually, some people have been talking to me about this. We have not watched them in the beginning, thinking it was just, you know, a preview for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we learned that they were short scenes, we were already too far ahead. So I kind of talked about this with someone on Patreon, and I decided, you know, when we're done with the season, we'll just do one video where we watch all the cutscenes.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway.
What was his name again of the guy who controlled the puppet from afar?
Mekamaru.
Mekamaru.
Yeah.
So
He's the name I remember not writing down because it was too long.
I understand why he might feel so much resentment. The fact that he's suffering pretty much every time.
Well, he starts with a disadvantage, you know, and kind of like he's angry at the world for giving him this life. Like, it's not something that happened to him. He was born like this. Mm-hmm. So it's fate that screwed him up. So he starts life already with an anger inside of him, you know, that drives him in a way. Like, it's kind of it's a balancing. Like, he's got a good advantage when it comes to how much curse energy he can use. And, like, if there's a reason why he's half first grade. I don't remember how he said it, but
semi-first grade.
Semi-first grade.
Semi-first grade, yeah.
Like, he's not Gojo level, but he's still pretty fucking strong. And his techniques were pretty badass, and he was fluid. Like, he used that puppet really easily, really well too. He's a good fighter, and I think, you know, he would not have had that if it wasn't for the disadvantage, but those are not small disadvantages. It's cutting him off from, you know, a life with his friends, he can't just go out in the sun. Like, he's in constant pain. So for sure there's a right amount of anger there. But I've always been of the mind, like, we all deal with this differently when, you know, whenever life sucks and stuff like that. Like, we all handle our issues differently, but I've always been of the mind that, you know, other people are suffering around you as well.
Hey guys.
Other people are suffering around you as well. It's not right to take what's happening to you, like your bad experiences, the misadventures, the obstacles that you have in your life, to take that as an excuse to blame everyone. Like, they don't deserve this either. You don't deserve this, but that doesn't mean that everyone else does.
It's not right, but sometimes people, that's the quickest way to have some sort of relief in their pain. When you're angry or when you're in pain, you wanted to put rush those emotions on a scapegoat.
Put them down a little bit so they can get on your level, at least a little.
Yeah.
It's still not right. And I mean, it's not just that with this character. Although I'm starting, like, I didn't know if I was gonna like the character because I thought for sure he was a robot at first. I was like, we have a panda, why not a robot? I'm actually liking this take on what he truly is. And I remember in Naruto, I wasn't really a fan of Kankuro, who uses puppets. Chio, neither. Like, I've never really been a fan of the puppet users in the Naruto universe. Yeah. So I would expect not to enjoy this, but how they turned it, like, it turned into a necessity. So it's not quite quite the same as.
Technically, it's kind of like Nagaro from.
It's pain.
Yeah, it's pain.
It's pain,
but with a robot.
Yeah, well, sort of. But it makes him layered. It makes him broken, and I'm not saying I enjoy characters suffering and stuff, but it makes him more reliable when it comes to him being human, which is funny because he uses puppets, you know. And the way they talked about this, like, he's not a puppet himself, but that's his only way of experiencing life. Even, you know, normally a little bit, to go out and stuff, it's through the puppet. So if Panda is the ultimate puppet, he kind of also is living inside the puppet. So he would relate to this, but he chose instead to fight against it because it's a curse, you know. It's linked to why he became this in the beginning, and then the balance, you know, tips over. And he has that resentment and that anger when it comes to fate giving him this crappy life.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, connecting with probably the only one around right now who could really relate. Because Panda seems to be genuinely, agreeing with who he is and what he is, but I would not be surprised if you told me like he had a rough patch when he was younger, where he had to struggle with the idea that he's not alive.
Might have one, because technically, even if it's coming from a dead corpse, a cursed corpse, something like that, he is a sentient being, so he can think for himself. He has emotion, feelings.
That's Westworld all over again.
Yeah.
Where is the limit? You can feel.
Mm-hmm.
So that, in my opinion, if you can feel and make decisions for yourself, that makes you alive.
That makes you real.
That makes you real, exactly. Panda expected the connection, which is, I would have seen it as well, and I hope it happens later. Like, we have a friend with Todo and Itadori. She's really tired, so excuse the fact that she keeps yawning.
Sorry.
So, Itadori, having a friend in Todo is a good thing, and we just sparked a friendship perhaps here as well.
Yay, bromance, guys, bromance!
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you had told me that Panda, struggled with who he is and his relationship with humans, like, he could have turned into Mekamaru, right? He could have turned into a resentful being who's like, you made me into this, like, you literally created me and I'm an object, I'm not real, and this life, like, I'm never gonna manage to connect. And it's not even like he gave him an appearance that's
just gonna
human.
maybe say something on the blog, but I think that maybe he used to think like that when he was maybe younger, but the fact that he was with other people who treated like a friend.
Well, he was raised in that environment.
Yeah, so it is kind of the same or different that Mekamaru, that's his name?
I think. We might be missing a few syllables here.
Sorry, puppet guy then. Puppet guy.
Mekamaru.
Mekamaru. So the storyline is pretty much the same. Maybe I miss it. Maybe Panda had maybe an existential crisis when he was younger. But the main difference is he is out there living his life, training with his friend, trying to get better.
Yeah, but again, that's, what matters is that you are there. If not physically, you are there mentally, It's, I'm not saying, I would say try to find a way perhaps to, have friends that visit or, that come over, but that he's got to learn that the puppet thing is a tool. In his case, like, he was dealt a shitty card, true, but then you got to move on from that. Panda was dealt a shitty backstory. Like, what I mean about that is that, he's not human, and that could have led to depression or hatred of the actual humans.
Mm-hmm.
But he chose to look at it differently. He's like, I was given a chance to be here and to live in this world and to make friends and to talk to them, and there are stuff that I can do that I enjoy, and there's stuff that I can't do and that other people can do, and even if sometimes they annoy me because of their humanity and stuff, I choose to enjoy them. I choose to enjoy the stuff they can do that I can. Like, it's like a completion thing.
Okay.
You live in awe of what humans can do, and that doesn't mean that you suck because you can do exactly the same. You have to choose to look at what you can do and not focus so much on what you can do, the differences. And when it comes to him, he's looking at the puppet as it's a crutch, but that reminds him more of the injury rather than the fact that now he can still, he can go out and walk and talk to his friends and stuff because of that crutch.
Okay.
So that's how I see it. He was looking at the puppet like the curse itself, that like the shitty card. So the puppet was not there to help him out. It's a constant reminder that he's not normal. But I would say, and Panda kind of pushed towards that, I choose to look at humans and enjoy what they can do that I can. You should also, try to maybe... He wants to connect with his friends. He wants to go out and be with them. He is with them. That doesn't make his connection with them different. Well, it makes it, different in a certain way, but it doesn't make it any less real.
What I think that you're trying to say is the main difference.
What I think you're trying to say, I'm not confused.
No, but I know what you mean to say, but it's the same but different at the same time. Because when you compare Mekamaru and Panda, Mekamaru is living through an indirect connection, if you can say it like that.
It is an indirect connection.
So-
But Mekamaru is a human living through a puppet.
Yeah. So
Panda
so-
is a puppet.
yeah, and that's their main issue for Mekamaru then, because since the connection is indirect, I think it's more easier for him to not see that he can still be with his friend and he's sort of disconnect from them. You know what I mean?
Wait, I get it. Like I would see it too. Like it's easier perhaps for Panda.
I think it's easier for him to think and believe that this is not me enjoying life with
Yeah, no.
my
In
friend,
that way,
you know?
it's true that it's easier for Panda perhaps to overlook his status because he gets to at least, you know, it's not like he has a body in between him and the others, but their situations might be different. But in a way, the issue is very similar. It's just that Panda dealt with it in a way that makes him, you know, live life to its fullest, whereas Mekamaru lives in the pain and the reminder. And because of that, like he longs for connections that he wishes he could have without realizing he already has those connections.
Yeah, you need to wake up, buddy.
Well, he's hurting,
I
and
know.
it's still totally fine. Like you take the time you need, and now you kind of made a friend, and he's saying I'll visit you and stuff. Like that's the thing.
Can you give me your phone?
He's also ashamed. He's also ashamed of the person behind the puppet, and that's another thing because again, it's the idea that this what fate gave him is the broken body that doesn't allow him to hang out with people and connect, and this is a source of shame, you know. But you don't have to see it this way. Like you're not responsible for what happened, and I think if your friends truly appreciate you, they won't care either. And Panda being the first to be like, dude, I'm a panda. I don't care. I like that. And I mean, if we can maybe go and meet him, you know, go and teach him a little bit, like show him that what he is and what he looks like and stuff doesn't bother the people around. Maybe he'll allow himself to open up a little bit, and then it won't hurt as much to only be living through the puppet because he won't be living only through the puppet.
Hopefully it won't.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're going towards that. Like the look in his eye in the end, like the kind of shiny, not tear, but it's kind of like he had emotions. So I think Panda reached him, and I'm not saying it's gonna change right away. Like it depends on the show. Sometimes characters in TV shows can change like that, and it's over. Sometimes it takes one episode to do character development in a shonen, but normally it would take, you know, some time, and perhaps we will see that. If we don't, we'll just imagine that it's happening. But I think he made that fight was the first step towards perhaps an acceptance of his status.
Okay.
So that's good.
Um,
Well, the others
Like-
were not there for long, so.
like I said about Todo and Itadori, I find it funny or really enjoyable that even though it is an exam or some type of tournament,
Yeah.
they do take the time to train, get better, get stronger.
It's not even just that. It's the fact that they're supposed to be fighting each other. They're
Well,
supposed to
okay,
be.
If I remember the rules correctly, then technically
They're not supposed to kill one another.
no, they can fight, but not supposed to kill each other.
But let's be honest. Considering there's not many rules at all in this tournament,
You don't
Death-
say.
death is a possibility. It's kind of like in Naruto's Chunin exam where death, you know, they were saying, oh, we will intervene if, you know, you cross that line, but then the line was fucking far. The line was really, really far.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
and you know, even if you don't cross the line, there's still a chance that your opponent dies, and it takes one slip. Like that's the thing with tournaments where you are to kick your opponent's ass. You know, you will exchange blows. So one mistake and you could be dead. So I'm not saying anyone is gonna die
yeah.
here, but
I just like the fact that since Todo and Itadori just connected this much because they are bro, guys. They
it's
are bro.
helping.
He knows what to say to make him understand how to use his inner curse energy.
There's this thing about friends where
Because I
you
don't think
know-
that Gojo Sensei is really good at explaining stuff.
No, he's good at it, but like let's remind ourselves that it's been what, a couple months. Itadori started from nothing.
Yeah, it's still better than the first episode.
He
that's
had a
right.
lot to learn. Like he had already fighting skills and stuff, but getting to this point took a long time. And he's not gonna be better right away. In this case, it's not so much a practice thing as much as it was a perception thing. You know, understand that you're not limited in your body and stuff. Like kind of connect everything as a second. Basically, that's the thing. Itadori, I think, maybe not having lived like this for too long, is seeing it more as a tool. Like he's overthinking it, whereas Todo is saying, you know, you have to see it like you're seeing breathing or emotions. Like it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
So you can't limit it to your fists or something. Like you gotta completely embrace this fighting style, completely embrace the cursed energy.
Kind of Midoriya and Beinichi, right? The full calling mode.
Yes, sort of. Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna make it better for him because then it's kind of like you're asking. I have an example for this. I think it was from, oh Jesus, I don't remember, but I feel like I've seen this in a show before where, you know, every time you do an attack, you start from scratch. You know, you're kind of bringing in the energy and you're like, okay, I'm about to do a punch, so I got to put energy in that punch.
Hunter x Hunter?
And was it Hunter x Hunter?
They kind of did something because, okay, in Hunter x Hunter, you need
No, but they never had an
You need
issue.
to concentrate in attacking
yes,
and
yes.
defending at the same time.
True. Okay, true. It's in Hunter x Hunter, but still, I'm not gonna talk about Hunter x Hunter. Just the example here. It's like saying, you know, he's about to punch, and everything is happening so fast. Like in the fight, it's crazy. Your brain doesn't have time to think. And I gave, funny enough, in Hunter x Hunter, I once gave an example of that when we used to do karate. The pronunciation was weird here, sorry. Karate, and we did this exercise with tumfa one day. Tumfas are like
Like a
chair legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of hold the handle, and the tumfa is kind of a piece of wood that, you know, follows your forearm.
Yeah.
And we had a sequence of hits to do where, you know, she would hit me a couple times and I would block with mine, and then I would hit her. And our sensei at one point, I don't really know why he did this, but I think we were going really fast already, and he thought it was cool, so he came over and he was like, faster, like go faster. And at one point we were just instinctively, you know, raising the tumfas. Like we would not think, I don't know about you, but I would not think about the hits. I was just thinking like, oh shit, I barely blocked that one. Oh shit, I barely, like, it was instinct.
I was the same, yeah.
Yeah. So now imagine in this scenario, you're about to hit and you have a bare fist and you're thinking, okay, I got to focus energy in my fist for that one hit. The time it takes, and in the bit, basically you have absolutely no time during, you know, the actual hit, but it takes you time to focus energy in your fist. So lack of synchronization. He hits first, then the energy hits second. That's dysfunctional. But then if he doesn't think about it, if he doesn't, you know, if he already comes in the fight, but that's the thing, yeah, if you hit, naturally, the energy comes back to you. But then if it's always there, and it comes naturally, you don't have to think about it. You gain time, and then you hit with full power. And your whole body becomes a weapon, not just your fists.
True.
So that's cool. And I like how, you know, they were talking about, in order to be a good fighter and stuff, listening and noticing the details and stuff, that's always going to help you fight. And in that split second, because like I said, fights go really, really fast. In shonen, it's really stretched, but it's not like that in real life for sure. And they don't really they're not supposed to have time to notice these things, but when you can look at yourself and your opponent and you notice the things that work and don't work, and you adapt on the spot, that really sets you up for success. And I love that both of them are doing that. Itadori for improving himself, and Todo for improving Itadori. So that was really good. I think Todo is turning into a proud mom. A proud soccer mom. He's just like, kick his ass. Oh, it's my ass, actually. Kick my ass.
You're doing fine, son.
Yeah. Well, he's truly, it's genuine. That's the thing. He's genuinely enjoying watching his friend succeed. There's, like I said before, there's this thing about friends where, you know, if you have a connection with that person, you should feel proud for them when they're succeeding at something.
True.
And in this case, it's exactly what's
Even
happening.
when they are beating your ass.
Well, if it's that, it's that. Like with Todo, it's the same. But he's witnessing his friend succeeding at something. He's seeing the potential, and it's not an investment. It's not a competition. It's simply you as my friend are doing something great. I'm truly enjoying it.
Oh.
It's pride. It's a pride for that person. I'm proud of them.
The bromance is real, guys.
Yeah. It's hashtag bromance.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Itadori did not sign up for this, but it's working.
Come on. He started with it when he said his body type of women.
He still doesn't understand what's happening here, but he's gonna take the advice.
That's the main thing though, because even though Itadori is a quick learner, but he doesn't know that he's quick learning, you know?
No, I think he does.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, he was a good fighter to begin with. Like, that's instincts that... These instincts did not come from nowhere.
Okay, never mind. Okay, instinctively he understands what he has to do, but don't ask him to explain what he did. You know what I mean?
That's what it means. That's what instinct means. You know, it's not about your head or anything. You don't It's not so much that you understand; it's that you let your body do the work for you.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to what Todo was saying. You know, you gotta feel the energy.
Feel
the energy. Chakras. Okay, we're gonna stop this here because I think this is turning into a joke. But it was a really good episode. I'm really glad that we're focusing because I mean we had so many characters, and at the beginning like so little was happening in the fights. We didn't really know what to talk about, but now we're actually focusing more on some of the characters, their issues during their fight.
Yeah.
So next episode we can go back to Maki and the blue-haired girl, or even Nobara and the Nishimiya.
I'd like to see Nobara kick her ass.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. I mean, they pissed each other off.
Rip that smug out of her face. Please.
Nobara was hurt and like genuinely, insulted by Mai.
Yeah.
And it's personal, but then she's taking out her anger on the partners, on Mai's partners and stuff, and they take it personal. So it's gonna be a bitch fight. They're pissed off.
Yes they are.
But now Panda's fight is over, so if she has trouble, he's gonna help. Cause like let's not forget that
She's a big girl. She can handle herself.
we haven't seen Megumi at all, and Itadori's kind of doing good. But let's not forget that all three of them are first years. They lack the experience.
They can surprise us.
Yes, that's what happens in shonen.
Usually.
So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be on YouTube. Will be out on YouTube next week, guys. So we're gonna see you then.
Yes. Bye.
Bye, guys.